He also leads the league in passing, so it's not like he's got 10 passes.
Right.
So he's got one of the highest passing percentages, and he also passes the most. So, no, he's an incredible passer.
All right.
And it's not all 5-yard passes.
Right.
You know, he's hitting, 50-yard diagonal balls.
That's awesome.
No, he's really a really technical player, really, really, really good passer. I mean, he's probably, not probably, he is the best passer in the league.
Right, that's
and he's been like that that's what the stats say, and he actually is that. He's been that the past 2 or 3 seasons.
Okay. Do you think that impacts him, or he's impacted negatively by a shorter field like this one?
No.
No, okay.
I do not, because he can
still got
pass the ball.
Accuracy.
He can short, mid-range, long range. He can.
Got it.
He can do it all. Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't feel like I mean, I'm sure the pitch is maybe a little small, but I can't tell the difference. You know, I'm not down there, but even just looking at it, it doesn't look.
They set it in, what is it? Okay, so they set it, so 114 yards by 74 yards, which equates to, hang on, I'm going to give it to you because I had it. I did the math.
And Ottawa plays on a football field, so.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That was the dimension on the Canadian football field that they gave. So this is it's the equivalent of 342 by, I think, 222, which is, so, I mean, and we can do it because we're in a baseball stadium, so it's like 342. Is it 342 to the wall out there or not from home plate? That's the question. Like to center field, yeah, like that might be 342 from home plate. But,
yeah.
But like down the line, that's not. I think it's shorter down there.
Yeah. Well, the answer is no. It won't affect him.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Fine. Yeah.
It won't affect him.
Let me just jump through all my hurdles over here and then come up with a relatively irrelevant answer.
It won't affect him. The only thing I can imagine might affect him would be the infield.
Right.
If the pitch is,
Right.
If the pitch is a little bumpy.
Yeah. I guess you've got.
Which that would affect everybody, but.
Yes.
I haven't seen, yet a game this year where players were struggling to gain their footing or pass the ball.
Neither have I.
Because of the field.
Which is a credit to the grounds crew, I think.
Oh, it's yes. Because I've played on, when I was playing, it was kind of the same thing where we were playing in AAA baseball stadiums, and some of them, I won't mention any names.
That's fine.
We're not on there. Tulsa, that was bad. Maybe they've improved it.
Okay.
But they, I've heard Louisville can be tricky too because I think they have like some artificial turf that they use.
They're starting
combined with natural grass. It's kind of
weird.
strange.
Very weird. I mean, I could see where that would be easier because then you're not putting down the same sod every week, probably.
Yeah.
But that's
that's exactly why they do it because that gets expensive.
Yeah, I bet. They're also getting to build a new stadium though.
Yeah, they are getting a new stadium,
which is nice.
They are getting a new stadium, so. They deserve it. They have a great club.
Yeah, hey,
they're the champions.
That is what
back to back.
That's what you ought to, earn by performing that way and making good money from it.
I'm looking for that pronunciation guide.
Hang on.
Do you have an extra one?
I think I might have had an extra one. I think I might have picked one up. Let's see.
Because I'm not finding it over here online. Hey.
This is what you need?
Yes.
Okay.
That is what I need. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Here's your Guillermo Abassi, Kevin Oliveira, Jeremy Gagnon. What is 8? Gagnon Lapore, I believe. Gagnon Lapore.
Gagnon Lapore.
Gagnon Lapore. What about 19? Tiago De Freitas.
Yep, De Freitas. And then the other one, where's the other one? Oh, that's real tough. Oh, this is Meyers Jaguar.
Yeah, Meyers.
USL Championship Soccer on tap tonight from Memphis, Tennessee, as Memphis 901 FC plays host to Canadian side Ottawa FC at AutoZone Park. corner of 3rd Street and Union Avenue. It's Memphis 901 FC against Ottawa FC tonight at AutoZone Park. Alongside JJ Greer, I'm Tyler Springs. It's a pleasure to be with you. JJ, this Ottawa side has faced Memphis previously this year, and they drew with them north of the border. Now Memphis gets them in their home park, and this is a good opportunity for them to get a good result.
Absolutely. It was a tough game up in Ottawa, Tyler, but I think tonight is a really good opportunity for 901 FC to earn 3 points. The weather is great, and you're here at home, so I think 901 FC has a real opportunity here.
One of the leaders for this Ottawa FC side that you'll be seeing a lot of this evening is Kevin Oliveira, who scored in one of the last 2 games this week for Ottawa FC. He's a big threat.
Absolutely. Kevin Oliveira, the winger from Cape Verde, you saw him combine nicely with Vol Fall there to get the scoring started for the Ottawa Fury. He's a dynamic winger, capable of running past players and also scoring goals.
And on the opposite side for Memphis, they have finally lit a fire in striker Brandon Allen. He's going to need to play a big role tonight, especially with Elliot Collier not in the fold.
Absolutely. Brandon Allen had a tremendous performance last week against his old club, New York Red Bulls 2. He had 2 second-half goals and was named to the Week 20 Team of the Week bench. He's one of the best goal scorers the USL Championship has ever seen, and I think if 901 FC wants to get 3 points tonight, he'll be vital going forward.
3rd straight match against the top 7 team for Memphis tonight. They've got a chance here to do a big thing against Ottawa FC. Back with more in a moment. Saturday night fireworks here at AutoZone Park in Memphis, where Memphis 901 FC is waiting their turn to face Ottawa FC for the 2nd time in their inaugural 2019 campaign. The away lineups for tonight's matchup for the visiting Ottawa Fury FC, led by a Popovich. Usually the Popovich is not welcome in Memphis, but Nikola Popovich and his team bring in a very strong squad, JJ Greer.
Absolutely. They're led by Kevin Oliveira and Cristiano Francois up top, 2 very talented wingers, dynamic players that love taking players on 1v1.
Daniel Lapere, a guy who's played both left back and midfield and now in a center striking role as well, kind of a utility guy, used for Ottawa in multiple different places on the pitch. As for Memphis 901 FC, Wes Sharpie back into the fold on defense, and you see there, Lagos Kunga earning the start tonight.
And I think well-deserved for Lagos Kunga. He was an absolute spark plug when he came in against New York Red Bulls 2. I look forward to seeing him, continue to be a dynamic player and run at players and create chances for Brandon Allen.
Looking forward to a great one, and so is the Bluff City Mafia. There is Nikola Popovich, not the Greg Popovich you were expecting if you're a Memphis Grizzlies fan. He is the head coach for Ottawa Fury FC, a team that is ranked in the top 7 in the Eastern Conference standings for the USL Championship, and he has shepherded them to a very strong mark. But that's not to say Tim Mulqueen and the Memphis side can't take them down this evening, especially the way they played against some good competition of late, most notably the draw with New York Red Bulls. Looking forward to a good one as the smoke clears here at AutoZone Park. Hoping that Memphis can put together back-to-back strong results. Brandon Allen, the engineer of last week's 2-2 draw when Memphis rallied from 2 behind to eventually force a 2-2 draw here in AutoZone Park. Memphis wearing their traditional home midnight navy blue kits. Ottawa, red and black their colors, wearing some white this evening. And we are underway after the first kick with the ball in possession of Dan Metzger in the first third for Memphis. Early on, Ewan Granderson will be the one to take the throw from the touchline right side. And there's Kunga in the bright orange cleats, trying to make a name for himself this evening in the starting lineup. And also his fitness level, I imagine, J.J. Greer, will be important.
It's going to be very important tonight. You know, I think, you know, Lagos Kunga is capable of running past 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 guys, you know, but that doesn't necessarily mean he needs to do it every single time. I think Lagos Kunga really needs to pick his chances to run at players. It's
now time for Memphis 901 FC's Keys to the Match, presented by My City Rides. See how much you'll save when you scoop. JJ, what are we looking to do tonight?
So first of all, 901 FC needs to press high up the field against that Ottawa Fury back line. If they put pressure on the midfield and back line of Ottawa, I think they'll be able to create turnovers. Also, quick transitions into the attack. I think 901 FC has been a little bit slow sometimes in the counterattack. They need to really push forward to get numbers forward. And also patience in front of the net. If you feed Brandon Allen, that's his specialty. Get him into the box as Lagos Kunga is doing right now, and he'll be able to put the ball on target.
Kunga's cross in, played out there. It's brought to you by My City Rides. See how much you can save when you scoop. So Memphis 901 FC looking for a corner here. It'll come from the foot of the veteran Mark Birch.
It's a fantastic start for 901 FC. Lagos Kunga and Brandon Allen already at it. Lagos Kunga this time on his right foot, serving a ball in, was able to earn a corner kick for his side. In swinger for Mark Birch.
Played toward the back post. Header not quite connected with. Good try there by Metzger, just could not put the noggin to it.
Yeah, that was a really good ball by Mark Birch at that towards the back post of the 6-yard box there. Unfortunately, there was nobody there to corral that ball.
Just underway here at the corner of 3rd and Union in downtown Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis 901 FC, only 3 wins on the season.
It's a really hard challenge there from Gagnon Lapare on Leston Paul. Leston Paul stuck his boot out to get a last-second touch on that ball, and Lapare went straight to his right leg. As you can see on the replay, he was a bit late there. I don't think it was malicious, but a little bit clumsy from Gagnon Lapare, and it's going to be a little bit painful for Leston Paul.
Too many collisions for us in 2 weeks, J.J. Greer. This is the second time we've seen somebody go down in a rough way following Elliot Collier at the very tail end of last week's match against New York Red Bulls, and we don't know that we're going to see him at all tonight.
Yeah, we won't be seeing Elliot Collier tonight. He's not listed on the bench. He took a really tough tackle from Jordan Scarlett of the New York Red Bulls too. But it's good to see Leston Paul get up and be able to continue in the action.
So Lindley with a kick coming here, played to the top of the 18. Out of the box comes Irving to collect. Callum Irving will punt it away.
It's a really good decision from Callum Irving to come all the way to the edge of his 18-yard box to catch that ball. And he tries to spring the counterattack for Ottawa Fury, but punts that ball way too far.
Back to Irving in the teal kit.
You can see that pressure from Dan Metzger trying to rush Callum Irving into making a mistake, but he hits a beautiful driven diagonal ball to Jamar Dixon. But
Najim trying to work with it forward. Now Lindley had Brandon Allen for a moment. Here's Kunga from the top of the 18. Couldn't get a clean strike.
Good tackle from Mayor Jaguar on Lagos Kunga, but really good movement so far from 901 FC.
Birch trying to set things up. Now Najim. Adam Najim will lay it off for Metzger. And now Wes Sharpie.
You see the numbers forward, committed forward for 901 FC.
Metzger right on goal, but right into the waiting arms of Callum Irving.
Some really good attacking play from 901 FC. You can see how many numbers, how many players are getting forward and joining that attack, that Brandon Allen, Lagos Kunga-led attack. So really good to see so far from Dan Metzger and the 901 FC midfield. As you can see in the replay here, a lovely little dummy there from Adam Najim through his legs to Dan Metzger, but it's on his weaker left foot, and that heads straight to Callum Irving.
The scoring has shot up for Memphis over the last little stretch of this season. 19 goals in their last 12 matches after scoring only 8 in their first 10 of the year.
I think that's just a testament to having more time together and developing that chemistry up top.
Jamar Dixon on the ball will throw it in for Ottawa FC.
You see the creativity of Ball in the midfield.
Ball and Oliveira in there. Here's a shot from LaParade, which is saved, the first of the night for Jeff Caldwell.
It's a good idea from LaParade, just taking that ball on the bounce. A half chance there on his left foot, but Jeff Caldwell was always going to save this one. You can see Ewan Grandison whips this ball, and LaParade strikes at it with his left foot, but easy enough save for Jeff Caldwell.
Memphis 901 FC and Ottawa drew in their last meeting. That was back on June the 15th. A 0-0 draw north of the border.
That was a really, really tough match for 901 FC. A well-earned draw, but I must say Ottawa Fury definitely was dominant in that game, and 901 FC was very fortunate to escape Ottawa with a draw. But tonight could be a little different.
Caldwell pressured a little bit there by Francois, and now Oliveira on the ball. Played toward the right side, and a good header by Wesley Sharpie avoids danger.
This is what you want to see from 901 FC. Off of those turnovers, you want to see players like Dan Metzger and Wes Sharpie joining the counterattack. Get numbers forward.
Allen. Brandon Allen. Najim now. No clean looks for 901 FC.
Not a bad idea from Adam Najim. Maybe a few too many touches, but so far really good looks for 901 FC.
Grandison played it through to Metzger, but it ended up rolling away. One thing that happened in Ottawa in their previous match against Swope Park Rangers, they weren't really themselves, Popovich said, for the first 20 minutes of the match. If Memphis can prey on them a little bit here, it might help them out in the long run. Down the sideline, Birch able to touch it out, keep it away from the dangerous strike of Ottawa Fury, I beg your pardon.
Touching on that point, Tyler, if 901 FC can put that pressure on Ottawa Fury's coming off of a midweek game where I believe that midweek game against Halifax, it went into extra time as well. So there might be some tired legs out there for Ottawa.
That was Francois running alongside Birch. He, Oliveira, and LaParade. The trio at the top for Popovich and Ottawa Fury. Grandison strong on the ball.
It's really good defense there from Ewan Grandison. That's going to be a really interesting matchup at the top of your TV screen. Ewan Grandison against a very talented attacking player, Kevin Oliveira.
Grandison, after playing a little bit in the midfield, has kind of found a home at that right back spot.
He's absolutely found a home. I think his physicality, he's physically dominant against most wingers that he faces night in and night out, and he's also very good on the ball. So with those two really good aspects of his game, you know, he matches up really well defensively against attacking players.
Kunga maybe bit off more than he could chew there, but he'll try to work to get it back.
It's really good pressure from Cam Lindley. You could see him pressuring that back line, and it forces Metzger into a turnover.
Lindley straight at Metzger, who was ready for it.
You can see what Cam Lindley's trying to do there. Decent idea, just wasn't able to execute. He was looking for that diagonal ball into Brandon Allen. It's an excellent touch from Gagnon LaParade.
And now Leston Paul going to be whistled.
Yeah, earns the foul on Leston Paul. Leston Paul's got to be careful there. He's lucky not to receive a yellow card.
Almost into the 10th minute, no scoring just yet. Memphis 901 FC against Ottawa FC here in the Mid-South. Big Saturday for sports with the WGC golf tournament in town as well. Allen knocked down, and the contact is whistled, but not Brandon Allen's way.
It's good effort from Brandon Allen. That's not really the position that he wants to be in, kind of alone on an island, 1 versus 2, but that's really good effort defensively from Brandon Allen.
Allen fed twice from close range last week against New York Red Bulls, getting 2 second-half goals, his first in 901 blue.
You can see what this midfield pressure from Dan Metzger and Cam Lindley's doing to the back line of Ottawa Fury. It's forcing them to play a little bit faster than they want. It's forcing them into turnovers.
Memphis 901 FC into the 10th minute right now with a clean sheet. And if they keep it, you'll win $5 off a $10 purchase at Chicken Salad Chick. Download the free Chicken Salad Chick app now and use the promo code 901CHICK to receive $5 off Chicken Salad Chick. Limit 1 per purchase. Najim with control. Memphis in their midnight blues. Ottawa in white, accented with red and black.
It's a really good first 10 minutes of this game so far, Tyler. You can see the energy level and the pace that 901 FC is playing with, completely different than some of the games previously. And if they can create chances out of this and score the first goal, I think they can really spur on from there.
Memphis winless when they concede the first goal this season. Sharpie looking for an angle.
You can see Ottawa Fury has 11 guys behind the ball. You can tell what their mantra is going into this game. I think they would be more than happy to settle for a draw.
Played a little too far forward there for Brandon Allen's liking. Irving on the rollout will start it from the back. Obasi through the touchline. This will go back to Memphis.
Obasi and LaPerre weren't quite on the same page there as Obasi plays the ball to bounce to nobody, but you can see the long, rangy strides of Obasi. Really good left-footed player going forward.
Birch keeping it out of harm's way with Sharpie's help. This 901 FC side ending this evening their longest home stretch of the year. 4 home matches in the month of July. And playing very high-level competition. Ottawa, one of 3 teams ranked in the top 7 in the Eastern Conference. Poked away from Oliveira there as things were building for Ottawa.
Good defensive pressure there from 901 FC. Would have loved to see Jacob Hauser-Ramsey be a little bit calmer on that ball and find a teammate.
Fury very careful in the early stages of this game. Not too inclined to do anything very brazen. Francois into the center. De Freitas and Paul right there checking him.
It's excellent pressure from Leston Paul and Jacob Hauser-Ramsey on De Freitas. De Freitas trying to get a shot on goal, but Leston Paul doing the dirty defensive work and getting back.
Now from the edge. Francois trying to get free. Obasi on the left. Oliveira dispossessed.
It's great defense by Hauser-Ramsey. It looked like he got caught out of position with that excellent touch from Oliveira, but he goes to ground and gets a very important touch on that Kevin Oliveira move.
Allen and Najim working it forward for Memphis 901 FC. Ottawa Fury, as you noted a few minutes ago, more than willing to drop 11 behind the ball.
And Tyler, I think just coming off of that tough midweek game, they're going to settle for turnovers in the midfield and try to hit 901 FC on the counterattack. So it'll be really important for 901 FC to keep possession in the middle of the field and also finish off their chances.
A 2-2 draw for Ottawa in the midweek game against Halifax. And by winning, or rather drawing that game, they win over Halifax on aggregate. And they have advanced in the Canadian Cup to play in the semifinals against heavyweight Toronto FC. But it has certainly tuckered them out to come back to USL Championship play here on Saturday, 3 days later, whereas Memphis did not play a midweek game.
You can see the pressure from Cam Lindley directing traffic too, trying to get Lagos Kunga to join him in that pressure, which is very smart. It's all for naught if Cam Lindley's up there pressuring Callum Irving all by himself.
Najim got knocked down roughly.
Wow, a lot of contact there between Jamar Dixon and Adam Najim.
And Najim still down, writhing in pain. You see him in the highlighter yellow boots over there. And finally this one played away to give Najim a moment. Adam Najim, a critical piece of this Memphis offense, just got knocked over by Dixon and maybe stepped on there.
Yeah, it was just really completely bulldozed by Jamar Dixon. Adam Najim was. You know, there was a no call there from our center official, Matthew Corrigan. A lot of contact. Looked like Adam Najim and Jamar Dixon might have bumped knees. Jamar Dixon might have caught Najim on the inside of that right knee, which can be pretty painful.
Dixon in his 4th year with Ottawa. 2017 Fury FC Player of the Year. But just as you said, kind of steamrolled Adam Najim there, who's the smaller of the two by a lot.
Looked like Adam Najim might have gotten his feet caught up square, facing the ball, and Jamar Dixon extended that arm. He's a very strong, compact player, Jamar Dixon is, and there might have been some knees that had collided, but it looks like Adam Najim is okay, and he'll check back into this game.
Bluff City Mafia and the rest of the Memphis supporters obviously a little bit on edge, given what happened last week with Elliot Collier, where he got knocked over like a car driving into a tall building by Jordan Scarlett of New York Red Bulls, and that's put Collier out this week. 17th minute of action. Memphis will give it back to Ottawa. Couple of chances in the early going, but nothing truly threatening. Alongside JJ Greer, I'm Tyler Springs for CW30 and ESPN Plus. Ewan Grandison on the intercept. And here's Lagos Kunga on the ball for a moment and then dispossessed. Lindley. Wall.
It's well done from Leston Paul to be able to pass the ball and avoid the pressure of two Ottawa Fury defenders.
Metzger and Lindley curled in, no one there on the receiving end.
Not a bad effort from Cam Lindley, looking for Brandon Allen streaking into the box. That ball would have had to have been inch perfect to find the head or the foot of Brandon Allen, but a decent idea from Cam Lindley.
Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit selectsportamerica.com. Possession back to Memphis as Jeff Caldwell, the former Virginia Cavalier, will set up this goal kick. TD Place, the home field for Ottawa Fury FC, is one they share with the Canadian Football League's Ottawa Red Blacks. So they are playing on a natural surface tonight, whereas they normally play on field turf at home a little bit quicker. Here's Kunga in the front and poked away, but still a chance as Grandison tries to play it toward the middle.
It's well done from a lot of contact again. It looked like there might have been a handball there too from Ottawa Fury, but Matthew Corrigan says play on. See Leston Paul once again chasing back, doing the dirty work defensively, letting Matthew Corrigan know his thoughts on that foul. And there was a lot of contact on the other side of the field, and you can see head coach Tim Mulqueen asking for that handball on the other side of the field, right on top of the 18-yard box for 901 FC.
I think he's got a case.
I think he has a case too. So you can see a replay here. Leston Paul tries to touch right by DeFreitas and hits his arm 3 times. It's his upper arm, hits his hand, and then hits his arm again. And there's a lot of contact. So you know, there might have been a missed call there and right on top of the 18-yard box for 901 FC.
They've got the receipts on video, but there's no VAR in this situation.
You can see DeFreitas and Les and Paul having a conversation too, both of them smiling. DeFreitas, I think he knows he might have gotten away with one there.
Happens on occasion. Here in the 20th minute, we remain scoreless. Obasi into LaPerre. Now Fall. And Obasi unable to save the errant pass from Gagnon LaPerre.
You can see right now the sloppiness. It's uncharacteristic from Ottawa Fury, but I think, you know, that could be the tired legs coming into play. You know, there's some heat here tonight in Memphis. Maybe a little bit warmer than Ottawa, but I know Ottawa, they've been experiencing a bit of a heat wave north of the border as well. But you can see that Ottawa Fury not quite their usual sharp passing selves.
Charlie Ward, their best passer, has been notably absent from a lot of the play in the early portions of this game. Dixon. LaPerre.
It's excellent pressure from Cam Lindley midfield, but well done from LaPerre to avoid that pressure.
Howser Ramsey trying to make it hard. Here's Obasi. One-on-one with Grandison. Grandison sticks with him.
You can see the feet of the tall, lanky player, Onoa Obasi. He's also an indoor player as well, so excellent feet for a big man.
Francois got by Sharpie, gets it to the center, and Caldwell with an easy catch there, luckily so.
You can see the pace that Francois has. Completely turns Wes Sharpie inside and out and delivers an absolute dime piece to, I believe that might have been DeFreitas waiting in the box, but DeFreitas, luckily for 901 FC, doesn't quite get a hold of this. You see Cristiano Francois turning Wes Sharpie inside out and cutting this ball back behind to DeFreitas, but DeFreitas gets it completely wrong and is unable to put this in the goal.
I'd be shocked if they haven't at least asked Francois if he'd be, you know, taking a night shift with the Ottawa Red Blacks as a slot back. He's got very, very good speed and the quickness in and out.
That's a very tricky player. Him and Oliveira both on the two wings, on the flanks for the Ottawa Fury. Two very dynamic players, and that's their game plan. You know, they want to work the ball in the midfield, lots of passing, and then ultimately get the ball out wide and let those two guys create.
That was the MO for the goals scored by those two in the 4-0 win over Swope Park Rangers last Saturday. Oliveira from the left side, Francois from the right.
It's a really good.
Couldn't quite put it down.
It's a really good ball from Wes Sharpie into Najim, but as you said, Tyler, Najim couldn't quite get his foot on that ball. But good pressure here from Najim. Into
the center. Allen trying to turn. Brandon Allen on the doorstep. Najim the follow? No.
It's a really good ball from Adam Najim into Brandon Allen's feet. He couldn't quite find the shooting lane that he wanted. But once again, good ball movement from 901 FC.
In the early going, Memphis, the team with 3 wins, certainly looks like the pressure team, but also the team that's being more aggressive against an Ottawa side that is currently 8-3 on the year with 32 points, well beyond what Memphis has, 15 points. But as you mentioned, a little bit tired perhaps coming off of a midweek match.
A little bit tired, but they found their sea legs in this game. I think there's been moments of sloppiness for Ottawa Fury, but they've also had a few chances, such as that Cristiano Francois cross that maybe the Ottawa attackers could have done better with.
Dixon on the throw. LaPerre doubled, and Ottawa will keep possession. Fury currently 6th in the table. 32 goals scored on the year. Francois, little water bug in there.
So you can see the quickness, the dynamism of Cristiano Francois. And he's got a lot of energy too. His fitness level is great, so he won't be slowing down anytime soon.
Ball goes down.
It's a good play on no call from Matthew Corrigan.
Make it to Freitas that's down. He will not be given the benefit of the doubt.
No, I don't think there was a lot of contact in the midfield. I think DeFreitas knew he was turning the ball over and was trying to get a call out of Matthew Corrigan.
Well-attended match this evening at RO's own park, and that's despite some very, very hot weather earlier this afternoon. Here's again a replay for DeFreitas.
See the replay here. Leston Paul does step on his foot, catches him a little bit, but it takes a couple of steps for Thiago to go down.
Yeah, that pain was on tape delay right there.
Absolutely, but fair play. We'll give it to him. He was stepped on by Leston Paul.
This Memphis side has had a tough go of things in the month of July in terms of who they're facing, but it has certainly turned out probably a little bit better than most expected. A 4-1 victory over Hartford Athletic. A 2-0 loss against in-state rivals Nashville in a midweek match. And then a draw, unexpectedly so, with New York Red Bulls 2. Trying to close out the month of July on a strong note.
And I think that was a very important draw at that, Tyler, with Brandon. Number one, because, you know, you earn a point against a very tough side. You were down 2-0 at the beginning of the game, and then also you get Brandon Allen in for him, and he scores 2 goals as well. And I think that's really the most important piece for a team to be able to push and make the playoffs. You need to have a striker that you can rely on, and a striker that's going to score goals in important moments.
Particularly important with the urgent need of a lead scorer, with Elliot Collier unavailable this evening due to injury. Day-to-day after his left ankle got busted up near the end of that New York Red Bulls match. Possession vied for in the midfield. LaPerre gives it up to Sharpie, who will push forward toward Allen. Fans follow Memphis 901 FC and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Down in the midfield is Lindley.
See Cam Lindley in the center of the field grabbing his face. I didn't quite see what happened on this particular play. Looks like he's grabbing his eye there. As you can see on the replay here, looks like an errant left hand from Vol Fall just catches Cam Lindley directly in the eyeball. Didn't see any malice from Vol Fall. As you can see, Cam Lindley doesn't care if there was malice or not. You know, he wants to be able to see, to be able to hit those 50-yard diagonal balls that he's used to hitting.
Yeah, Cam Lindley does not want to be in a boxing ring with Vol Fall, given the reach shown right there.
You can see Cam Lindley taking a knee down once again. And I'm not a lip reader, excuse me, but looked like he was saying, I can't see.
Maybe, not to speculate too much, but that sometimes is a contact lens issue or something like that.
Exactly. You know, and I'm not sure if he uses contact lens or anything, but hopefully there's no serious damage done to his eyeball. Doesn't look. I don't see any blood or any redness, but obviously, Ty, your eyeballs are pretty important in this game, especially for a player like Cam Lindley, as he's getting some treatment on the sideline. Looks like some eye drops.
Hopefully things will clear up for him in a moment. Memphis 901 FC needs his offensive creation if they want to get the first goal of this match against Ottawa Fury FC. That's been a big piece of the playmaking for the 901 side in this month of July. He, Adam Najim, Leston Paul kind of taking on those roles in the midfield. They will restart play with Lindley on the sidelines. Ottawa FC with possession. Metzger with a nice challenge.
It's a lovely ball from Lagos Kunga.
Allen with a foot race down the sideline.
It's not a position you typically see Brandon Allen in, as he takes the throw in quickly.
Metzger to Najim in the center. Couldn't quite connect.
It's well done from Wes Sharpie to make the effort to get forward and win that ball back for 901 FC.
We've seen Sharpie with good service before. He fed Kunga, or rather he fed Brandon Allen last week on one of Allen's 2 goals. Grandison.
You can see the strength of Ewan Grandison.
Ewan Grandison, a worm burner, well wide.
Didn't put the shot on target, Ewan Grandison, but lovely strength from him. I think that's a favorable matchup. Ewan Grandison and Kevin Oliveira in favor of Ewan Grandison. His strength and his physicality, you know, I think at times will really overpower Kevin Oliveira, who's not the biggest player in the world.
Oliveira, our featured player before tonight's match, did score last Saturday against Swope Park Rangers. Did not score in the midweek match.
You see Dan Metzger hounding Charlie Ward and winning this ball back for 901 FC.
We were here last week when Lagos Kunga entered as a halftime sub against New York Red Bulls, and it's felt like since that moment something has flipped for Memphis. They've just been a much more aggressive attacking side.
Well, I think it's a shift in the methodology, really, and also the attitude of 901 FC. There's been, this ball rolls out of bounds for a goal kick for 901 FC, but I think there's just been a shift in tactics and a shift in attitude from 901 FC. They're pressing the ball high up the field, which is one of our keys to the match. They're creating turnovers and forcing the Ottawa Fury backline to make decisions quicker than they typically would.
And that has made Ottawa very uncomfortable here on the road. Caldwell will send it away. Jacob Hauser Ramsey with a good use of the head. Now Kunga with some open space. Lagos Kunga.
That's one of those situations that I'm talking about with Lagos Kunga. You know, he's got 4 guys surrounding him, and he's capable of beating 1 or 2, but eventually, you know, you're going to have to find that pass and maybe get a 1-2 with Brandon Allen or Adam Najim, combined with your teammates, because it's going to be very difficult to be able to beat 3 and 4 and 5 players at this level.
Hauser Ramsey right on the back of Oliveira. And there's Grandison again, using the sheer strength. Mark Birch. Now Lindley. Seems to be seeing clearly now.
It's well done from Mark Birch. Entry ball into Lagos Kunga.
Kunga on the top of the box will let one fly. This one got deflected and pushed all the way back to the center line.
It's a great run from Lagos Kunga on the half turn, taking that ball from Mark Birch and lets an absolute rocket rip off.
Mayor Jaguar down. Couldn't tell if he was the one that took the deflection.
I think that was him, Tyler. That was an absolute rocket from Lagos Kunga.
And this is Cam Lindley down as well. Went up for an aerial, came down a little rough.
Tell you what, it's been a tough physical half for Cam Lindley. He's been down on numerous occasions in this half.
Here's Kunga's attempt again.
See, Kunga catches it off the bounce and just lets off an absolute rocket. Those are really important tackle from Mayor Jaguar, and then Lagos Kunga also lands on top of him, so he gets double the punishment from Lagos Kunga. I think if Mayor Jaguar doesn't, you know, get a foot on that, get a leg on that ball, you know, that it looked to be on target.
Lindley up and about. Can't say the same just yet for Mayor Jaguar, though he is sitting up. Get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Memphis 901 FC and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on Memphis 901 FC's next home match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Thomas Mayor Jaguars now vertical. Good to see. As Bluff City Mafia tries to keep things lively.
There didn't look to be too serious of an injury with Mayor Jaguar. I think it was just one of those things that probably hurts, is extremely painful for a few minutes. You know, you need time to to shake it off. And also you give your teammates a little bit of a break. It's warm, it's hot, it's humid out there. So
Birch will bend in this free kick, headed by the Fury defense. Still alive in the offensive third before Dixon puts a foot to it. Grandison. Back in comes Mayor Jaguar.
it's a really good ball from Mark Birch to find you in Grandison. Oh,
Grandison.
Grandison took a mistouch there, but actually nutmeg, don't know Abassi, but Abassi, he might have let that go through his legs and then shields off Grandison to earn himself a throw-in.
We are in a critical stretch for Memphis 901 FC. Their goal differential in the final 15 minutes of the first half, -7. Critical juncture for the home side here, not to let any sort of mental lapse cost them as they go into the half. Obasi on the throw. Kunga with a takeaway. Lagos Kunga using the noggin in one way or another.
It's well done from Lagos Kunga to put pressure on Onu Abassi and the Ottawa Fury back line.
It will not end up in an offensive chance for Memphis. But as you said, the constant pestering that Memphis is doing against this Ottawa Fury side starting to make its mark. Najim working on Mayor Jaguar.
See, once again, the pressure from Brandon Allen and 901 FC, and it's not just Brandon Allen. He's also getting his teammates, the midfield, to join him in that pressure, and it's creating turnovers for Ottawa.
Metzger. And less than Paul. Kunga. Hauser Ramsey.
It's a really good battle with Hauser Ramsey and Kevin Oliveira in the midfield.
Giving each other the business there. As the ball came down. Now Ward all the way back.
You see the game plan there, the ideology behind that. Whenever Charlie Ward gets on the ball, Cam Lindley and Dan Metzger are his shadow. They don't want him to get on the ball at all. He's their quarterback in the middle of the field. He creates a lot.
Ward, the top passer, statistically speaking, in the USL. Memphis trying to keep him on lockdown. Lindley able to push it ahead for Allen. And Metzger's pass goes awry, trying to get it across the way to Kunga. But right back to Jacob Hauser Ramsey.
Yeah, Dan Metzger's lucky that 901 FC was able to get that ball right back from a turnover from Ottawa, but there could have been a counterattack opportunity for 901 FC.
Kunga dispossessed by Obasi there.
You can see Ottawa now starting to work the ball around, get a little bit more comfort on the ball, but Dan Metzger and Ewan Grandison once again with that pressure to be able to win the ball for 901 FC. So I think, Tyler, what you're seeing tonight, you know, sometimes the passing is breaking down, but the effort has been there for 901 FC. There's been tons of pressure from Cam Lindley and Lagos Kunga and Brandon Allen and Dan Metzger, really putting a lot of pressure on Ottawa, forcing them to turn the ball over.
Sharpie here with the takeaway on Francois.
But now it's about getting something off of those turnovers.
Najim, little quick touch toward Kunga. Freed up by Mayor Jaguar. And dispossessed, but right over to Najim. In the box, centered. Allen. In there in the trees. And eventually it's poked free.
A lot of commotion going on at the top of the box for Brandon Allen. Once again, really good defense from Ottawa Fury. Not to let Brandon Allen get it on his left foot to get a shot off.
And Dixon on the throw as Popovich barks instructions. Sharpie and Oliveira tied up there. Making Sharpie and Francois.
I think if you're Tim Mulqueen, you have to be pretty pleased so far with this first half performance. But also, you want to close out the first half strong. You don't want to concede. You don't necessarily need to score, even though although that would be very nice for 901 FC. But you definitely don't want to concede going into the second half.
And again, a throw coming for Ottawa. This is where they like to start things from. Out wide. And then played into an opportunity in the middle. LaPerre over to Obasi. Oliveira. Nice poke away by Kunga.
It was almost as if Oliveira didn't see Lagos Kunga hanging out in the middle of the field. Lagos Kunga was in a good spot to be able to get a foot on that ball and win possession for 901 FC.
40th minute of play becomes the 41st minute of play. Still no scoring between Memphis and Ottawa.
Well done from Ewan Grandison. Surprised there's not a foul there. Matthew Corrigan elects to play on. A lot of contact there with Ewan Grandison and Ono Abasi and company.
Coming up at halftime here from Memphis, we'll go walking on Beale with Leston Paul. He'll take an amble down the famous thoroughfare here in Memphis. We'll also give you a look around the league and check in on some first half stats from this matchup between Memphis 901 FC and Ottawa Fury. Francois and now Ward, played by Kunga. Ward has not had the ball at his feet very often tonight. Obasi got the advantage on Grandison, but Lindley was there to help him out. And here's Kunga on the counter. Goes Kunga. A slalom step. Ooh. Can't beat the keeper. Irving coming off his line to make the play.
It's what you want to see from Lagos Kunga. You want to see him in open space running at players. He tried to hit, it looked like Dakota Barnathan with the double scissors and cut the ball back and looked like he had a shot on goal. Well done from Colin Irving to step out and make the save on Lagos Kunga.
And quickly Metzger will push it ahead so that Caldwell has to come out.
I think if Lagos Kunga can continue to find open space like that, it's going to be a really long night for Ottawa Fury. And if he can find Brandon Allen in the middle of the field, in the center of the 18-yard box, I think Brandon Allen can once again find himself more goals tonight.
Birch able to chase this one down and keep it from Francois.
It's really well done from Mark Birch. Good calm defending. Corralled that ball and chipped it over. I believe that was Cristiano Francois into the path of Wes Sharpie, and now you see Memphis 901 FC able to maintain possession.
Birch. Now Najim. Leston Paul. With 3 minutes still to go in the half, JJ, do you get a little conservative here, knowing the way things have gone for you at times during the year, giving up an easy one in these final 15 minutes of the first half?
I don't think you necessarily need to be conservative. I think you need to continue to be smart. You don't want to, just throw 10 guys forward, into the 18-yard box. But, you take the chances as they come. If there's chances to attack, you want to take those chances.
Hauser, Ramsey, and Lindley. Kunga trying to make a run forward. Paul with a different view.
It's a really good spell of possession for 901 FC.
Sharpie turning on the gas. Wes Sharpie trying to play it in, close to Kunga, but a defender, Mayor Jaguar, in the way.
It's a good ball from Jacob Hauser Ramsey.
Sharpie. Lindley. Chipped on, and I'm not sure Najim was ready for it.
Good idea from Cam Lindley. looked like he was caught up in between two ideas of either passing it to Adam Najim or Brandon Allen. See on the replay here, Augustine showing his magic, putting on his left foot and then cutting onto his right foot. Unfortunately, just takes his touch a little bit long, and Callum Irving was aware and does a great job of stepping off of his line and making a very important save.
Heck of a chance created for himself, but no fruit born from it. Memphis still trying to make the most of the dregs of the first half. Grandison.
It's good work from Ewan Grandison and Jacob Hauser-Ramsey.
Shielding LaPerret. And now Caldwell with the retrieval. As we close in on added time.
This is a much better way to close out the first half from 901 FC, and I think the captain, Mark Birch, really adds a lot to that. He knows exactly what's going on in the field. He knows the important moments of the game to not concede.
Kunga lays it out wide. Metzger chips on. And a volley back toward Grandison. 5 minutes of stoppage time added on.
You can see what the idea there was. Really good ball from Dan Metzger onto that back post to Wes Sharpie. Looks like Wes Sharpie couldn't quite decide if he wanted to guide that ball at the inside of the foot to the back post or just go through it with his laces. Ends up, not catching it correctly, but really good attacking play from 901 FC.
5 minutes of added time. And careful with it is Callum Irving.
Oh,
Allen.
Look at that.
With a little pickpocket.
Look at that.
Brandon Allen can't get it to go.
Oh, what a save from Callum Irving. Looked like he got a foot on that in the end.
The sneak attack from Brandon Allen nets Memphis a corner.
Tyler, here we go with a corner kick.
Lindley, Najim, and they're not going to let him play it that quickly.
What's the call here? Did they say that was an illegal play from Brandon Allen? I don't think I've ever seen that before, where Callum Irving was bouncing the ball and Brandon Allen was sitting there right there and took the ball off the bounce. Looks like Matthew Corrigan has deemed this an illegal play. See Callum Irving just bouncing the ball pretty casually, not looking at Brandon Allen, just takes it right away from him.
That's a neat play.
See Callum Irving doesn't know what's going on. He makes a really good save. It wouldn't have counted in the end, but heads up play there from Brandon Allen. That's what fans can expect from Brandon Allen. Those cheeky plays of creating some stuff out of nothing.
May as well give it a try.
Tim Mulqueen doesn't agree with it, and he's a former goalkeeper. Of course, he might be a little biased.
Perhaps. It's not a foul if they don't call it.
Really heads up play there by Brandon Allen.
Now Obasi threatening from the flank.
You can see the skill from Obasi. Cutting that ball out, sending Lagos Kunga.
Mayor Jaguar. Content to keep things status quo for the moment. LaPerret. Ford and Mayor Jaguar.
It's a really good ball movement from Ottawa Fury FC to be able to break that 901 FC pressure. You can see the feet from Volfall. He showed it all night long. Very, very silky player, rangy player in the middle of the field.
Oliveira wants to start something with Grandison. Stonewall.
It's good defending from Ewan Grandison, not letting Kevin Oliveira face up towards goal.
The back line for Memphis has held strong thus far. Dixon. Between two, and Sharpie says, no thank you.
It's good help from Adam Najim and Wes Sharpie, not giving Jamar Dixon any space to breathe.
Lindley, with a nice look ahead, will send Brandon Allen forward. Mano a mano against Mayor Jaguar.
Smart play from Cam Lindley. You know, typically he's not the kind of player to launch the ball up the field, but he knows that there's not much time left in the first half, and he wants to get out of this half at a 0-0 draw.
Metzger gave great chase right there, but could not come away with possession. Oliveira.
You see the no-nonsense clearance from Ewan Grandison launching this ball high into the sky.
Hang on. Najim trying to get it over across to Allen, not quite there. Lindley on the backup, got knocked over. Now Kunga has it taken away.
It's an important challenge from Charlie Ward, winning it off of Lagos Kunga, not allowing 901 FC to get a shot on goal. It's a fantastic entry ball from Charlie Ward.
Ball. Oliveira. Kevin Oliveira, the shot, the block from Ewan Grandison.
Great defensive work from Ewan Grandison.
Still danger.
Turning off the faucet of Kevin Oliveira.
That is Grandison Island right now.
Absolutely. He's built for that. He's built for those 1v1 defensive battles with wingers.
Arnathan. Obasi.
See, once again, Ewan Grandison.
And we have reached halftime. Ewan Grandison and Memphis 901 FC so far have kept pace with Ottawa Fury FC. It's a 0-0 draw through 45 minutes. We'll come back at halftime with a look around the league, some final stats, as well as going walking on Beal with Leston Paul. So far, no scoring done between Memphis 901 FC and Ottawa Fury FC here in Memphis. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm doing the Cole reads when I come back? Not the segment. Okay. Got it. All right.
It's a good half, though.
Yeah.
A good half of soccer.
Well played.
Well played. It's definitely a winnable game. I think this is definitely a game you need to win. You can see Ottawa did not really come here to win this game. They
are not playing like the team that I saw against Swope Park Rangers.
No.
For sure.
No.
Back at AutoZone Park in downtown Memphis, 901 FC has played Ottawa Fury FC to a 0-0 draw through 45 minutes. This week, Leston Paul went walking on Beal.
All right, guys, Dustin Starr alongside Leston Paul from 901 FC. Man, welcome to Memphis. How do you like it so far?
Thank you. It's been great. I think the people here is great. They welcome the players. I think the weather is nice. It remind me of back in Trinidad because it's basically this type of weather. And everyone is behind the team. Everyone is behind the team.
Well, we're walking down world-famous Beale Street right now. It's a beautiful day. The weather is unpredictable in Memphis. What have you seen as far as that's concerned at AutoZone Park?
Yes.
Pretty tricky, right?
Yeah, I said the last game was it was the worst I've seen because I came into the locker room and it was blazing sun outside, and then walked out and it was storming.
What's your favorite thing to do in Memphis with your family when you're not playing soccer?
I think just
So
walk
much to
around, go down to the river because my daughter and my wife, they love the river. I think just being outdoors because, you know, little kids, they just like to be outdoors running around.
Absolutely.
And stuff. So I have to do whatever she wants to do.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about soccer because this is your first time actually playing in the States in quite some time, since South Florida.
Yeah, it's the first time back here. I think it's somewhat different. Back in South Florida, you know, you focus on college. So now it's just to focus on soccer and your life because now things have changed. I have a wife now, I have a daughter. So it's different. It's different.
One quick question before we let you go. You talked about your wife and daughter. I hear that there's a big dilemma with Chick-fil-A. Pickles or no pickles?
No pickles.
No pickles?
No pickles. No pickles.
Talking about cooking real quick, I hear that you guys love to cook for each other. Who's the best cook on the team?
Of course, I'm the best cook. But since my wife got here, I haven't cooked a meal since. So I'm enjoying it.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, 901 FC's very own Weston Paul.
Thank you.
It's Frater! What a hit! Crossing in, it's a goal! Keeps it knocked away myself. Omar Salgado, the hometown hero.
Streaking run from Josh Suggs.
The cross keeps the winner. Another brace. Forward!
There's so much pride in this state. There's, I think, been so much pent-up demand in people who have just been looking for a way to shine and come through, and they're so capable. Some of the best people in the world live in New Mexico.
This idea was sort of born from that, you know, why don't we have a section in our stadium that is devoted entirely to the underserved, the underprivileged, you know, maybe kids who would never have the opportunity to come do this, or public servants in our community, firefighters, teachers.
It's really about uniting to the community. It's really about seeing positive outcomes for people. When I see a positive outcome for someone and I see someone start to believe in themselves more and understand what their capabilities are, it makes me feel so happy because I think oftentimes people aren't in a situation where they're able to really fully shine. And we have, individually, we have so much inside. It's probably so much more than we're even allowed or think we can give every day. So let's create a platform that gives and encourages giving and encourages community. And I think if we do that, we can make a real change.
For example, we have the YMCA coming, so we gave 75 tickets there. There was 150 tickets went to Herman Sanchez Community Center, and then, you know, the others went to other kids in the community that really would not have this opportunity.
But by the way, if it was gone and someone else wanted to get in, we'd make it happen. It's for everybody.
So it's a way to spread goodwill in our own community to the people who need it most.
It's not just about a game anymore. You know, New Mexico's really out there making a statement.
We wanted everybody from, you know, Albuquerque to Santa Fe to the, you know, the eastern and western corners of the state, southern. You're part of this team. You're a part of this family. It's a movement really more than anything else, and we want everyone to know that they're a part of it. That's what our name means, United.
And a shot from distance, and it's a goal! A beautiful
Lindley.
strike by Cameron Lindley.
His first strike.
This one's through.
Second time. Is the charm. 2 for 2 and Elliott Collier. The 901 FC schedule rolls on into August when they take on North Carolina FC in 2 weeks. That's coming up on Saturday, August the 10th at 7:30 p.m. Call 901-721-6000 or visit Memphis901FC.com for tickets today. We'd also like to thank the time we'd like to take the time to thank our official Memphis 901 FC pub partners. You can watch every Memphis 901 FC home match and away match at these pubs, including Memphis 901 FC's next road match. That's coming up against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds a week from today on Saturday, August the 3rd at 6 p.m. Welcome back to halftime here at Memphis 901 FC's home pitch, AutoZone Park. It's a 0-0 draw through the first 45 between Memphis and the visiting Ottawa Fury FC. Lots of fans, young and old, enjoying a cool treat. We've got a look around the league coming up next on this halftime presentation. Birmingham and Charlotte, two teams on opposite sides of the playoff line. A chance to play this evening. That's at BBVA Field. Charlotte enters the weekend in 10th and final playoff position. Missed out on a chance to improve its standing on Wednesday after they settled for a 2-2 draw against Atlanta United 2. That keeps the door open for Birmingham and for others to gain ground this weekend. Could be a 6-point match for the hosts. Birmingham sits 5 points behind Charlotte in 13th and has won 2 straight games. Also, Nashville FC taking on Indy 11, playing at Nissan Stadium. That's going to be the future home of Nashville SC when they enter the MLS. Both Indy and Nashville played to a scoreless tie earlier this year. And next up for Memphis, they'll get the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, who are 3-1-1 in their last 5 matches and undefeated at home this year with 5 wins and 5 draws as well. We look at the table for the Eastern Conference in the USL Championship. And so far, Memphis in 15th position, but a couple of results going their way, J.J. Veer, could actually boost them into the playoff picture.
And I think it starts tonight against a, maybe a more handicapped, if you will, Ottawa Fury team. If you can get 3 points tonight, you can jump Loudoun United and at least get into 14th place. You're going to need a few more wins to be able to catch Birmingham Legion, who's in 13th. But I think if you can get an important win tonight against a playoff team, if they were to start today, that can really kick you off for the rest of the season.
They drew with New York Red Bulls recently, and they play that Pittsburgh team ranked 6th in the league coming up next. Our halftime stats, obviously no scoring on either side, and not much shooting either, JJ. But despite a pretty significant disparity in possession, Memphis 901 FC holding their own.
And Ottawa Fury FC, they're typically going to dominate possession against any team they play. When you have Charlie Ward, who is one of the the top passer in the league, most passes and passing accuracy at over 90%. They're going to have possession, but I think 901 FC has had the better chances in this game. And if Lagos Kunga continues to run at players and get the ball to Brandon Allen in the right spots, I think 901 FC will be able to score.
We'll see what changes Tim Mulqueen comes back with. We'll take a break here on the halftime show and come back with more Memphis 901 FC and Ottawa Fury. More on the way next. I like that. I really did.
It was just on.
A fun Saturday evening here in Memphis. So far, back and forth, but no scoring between Memphis 901 FC and Ottawa Fury FC. Tim Mulqueen and company played hard in the first half and just didn't get anything from them, J.J. Greer, the halftime highlights.
You can see the halftime highlights here. Lovely dummy there from Adam Najim. Puts it on to Dan Metzger's weaker left foot. He gets it on target, but an easy save in the end for Callum Irving.
Probably one of Memphis's best chance, maybe if not their best chance, one of their better chances, certainly. And Irving has been a much put upon man in those first 45, but Ottawa FC also had a couple of looks, one there from La Parade.
You just saw 901 FC continuing to look for Brandon Allen. They couldn't quite connect there, but this was a lovely cutback from Cristiano Francois. Full chance for Thiago, but Thiago gets this one wrong, and it ends up being an easy save for Jeff Caldwell.
And Jeff Caldwell thanking his lucky stars as De Freitas with a little whiff on that one. Lagos Kunga has done a lot on his own, including one chance here where he got himself free but couldn't actually put it on the net.
It's a lovely move from Lagos Kunga. He has this magic in him where he does double scissors, puts it on his left, cuts back, and then you can see this play from Brandon Allen here. A heads-up play, takes it off from Callum Irving on the bounce there, completely clean, but according to Matthew Corrigan, this is not a legal play, and Callum Irving ended up making the save anyways in the end.
We have been advised by one of our analysts on previous broadcasts, Tim Van Horn, that there is a law in the FIFA regulations, Law 12, that allows the goalkeeper to bounce the ball and still be considered in possession. So Brandon Allen not allowed to dispossess him in that circumstance. Thank you, Tim Van Horn.
Absolutely. Big shout out to Tim Van Horn and Law 12.
Johnny on the spot with the rule book. Always good to have one of those.
I got to say, Tyler, I don't agree with Law 12 on that play.
We need to write your congressman. Is there a FIFA congressman that represents J.J. Greer? And can we write him a letter?
We'll try. I'll get started on that one tonight.
Even so, Brandon Allen not able to score in that circumstance, but you like what you saw offensively from Memphis, and they have become, it seems, a different team, both in what they're doing physically and mentally. Although Oliveira starting things off in a threatening way here for Ottawa Fury FC. Francois trying to make things hard on Sharpie. Will play it toward Caldwell, and the head of Grandison helps out 901 FC at the top of the box right there. A man down, but Memphis will play it clear from danger.
You see a lot of contact at the top of the box. You see ball fall down inside the 18-yard box for Ottawa Fury. Ottawa Fury will continue to play on.
Clashes, and ball falls still down.
Ball falls still down, but Ottawa Fury continuing to play, so finally the play will go on.
Who didn't clear the action?
Looks like ball fall ends up being okay as he gets back up.
Jamar Dixon on the throw for Ottawa.
Seen, Tyler, a much faster start from Ottawa in the second half.
A team that did play a midweek match, coming off only a couple of days rest. Memphis has not played since last Saturday. You can tell that in the first half, but now a little more in the play of Ottawa Fury FC.
Once again, you can see the skill of the Ottawa Fury FC players. Valfall, a technician in the middle of the field. Unbelievable skills, 1v1.
Mayor Jaguar posts that one away. And now Memphis the chance to start their own. Alongside J.J. Greer, I'm Tyler Springs. This is USL Championship Soccer on ESPN Plus and CW30. These two sides drew a month ago, back on June the 15th, north of the border in Ottawa. Obasi. Ball fall. Barnathan. Now Obasi from the left.
Lovely ball from Obasi. No look.
Played in and just wide by Laferre.
This one will actually go out of bounds for a 901 FC throw-in, but really good spell of possession there for Ottawa Fury. You see the no-look right-footed pass from Obasi directly into the path of Oliveira, who cuts it back to Gagnon Laferre, who once again sends this ball wide. But you see the creativity of both Onua Obasi and Kevin Oliveira.
Oliveira was our player to watch ahead of tonight's game. Remains a threat going into the second half. Najim, the little bit uncoordinated give up there.
You see 901 FC starting off this half a little bit slow. Ottawa Furies really bringing the pressure to 901 FC.
A bit of a reversal of roles from what we saw in the first 45. And Dan Metzger's not allowed to do that.
A lot of contact there between Dan Metzger and Gagnon LaParade. LaParade smartly using his body to shield Dan Metzger, and Dan Metzger a little bit impatient sends LaParade to the ground.
Obasi. Barnathan. Back and forth. Oliveira. And taken away for a moment by Najim. Couldn't keep it.
Yeah, good idea from Adam Najim. Good positioning, but couldn't settle that ball off his chest.
Here's Ward. And Fall. Fall. Had time, and Caldwell will scamper out to claim it.
Really good idea once again from Fall. He was looking for Cristiano Francois to make that run into the 18-yard box, but the two attacking players can't quite get on the same page.
50 minutes gone here in Memphis. Still no breakthrough on either side.
And I think for the entire first 5 minutes of this second half, Tyler, the Ottawa Fury have seen a lot of possession as Leston Paul wins it back for 901 FC.
Paul on the ball, working, trying to cook something up.
See, I'm surprised there that Lagos Kunga didn't go 1v1 at Ono Abasi. And I think Tim Mulqueen might have been saying the same thing. Those are the moments where you want Lagos Kunga running at players.
Sharpie. Najim.
It's well done from Adam Najim to keep possession.
Now Sharpie. Played in, but weakly so.
Yeah, that was a tough ball for Wes Sharpie. He really had to open up his stride to try to catch that ball, and it was also bouncing over there on the turf. But he did well to keep it in play.
When you see a player like Lagos Kunga with an opportunity to run at someone and they don't do it, is that confidence? Is it situational awareness? What do you have to change in terms of a mindset to know, hey, this is what I'm needing to do here?
Well, I think you said it best. I think it could be confidence. It also could be him maybe trying to conserve his energy a little bit, although if he is 1v1, those are the moments and you're early on in the second half. You know, you shouldn't be too gassed. You'd like to see him run at players, but I said before the game, Tyler, maybe if he does switch it up and not run at players every time, I think that could be a plus for Lagos Kunga as he learns his game.
Ottawa Fury FC in possession. 8 wins this year from the Canadian side. Francois got around Grandison. Now Oliveira trying to settle it in the middle and have a chance. Kunga will not allow him the satisfaction.
You can see how tricky Cristiano Francois as he switched sides. He was on Wes Sharpie's side, and now we switch over to Ewan Grandison's side, and he's starting to give Ewan Grandison fits as well.
Ball. The left flank for Obasi. Obasi to the middle. Francois trying to get free. Birch won't allow it.
Really important challenge for Mark Birch there. The captain stepping in, not allowing Obasi to get that sliding challenge in on top of the 6-yard box. See on the replay here, Ono Obasi cutting inside onto his weaker right foot, but still elects to play with his left foot. See Mark Birch, the strong tackle on Ono Obasi, sending that ball out of bounds.
Daniel LaParade working on Kunga. Back to Oliveira, and now out for Fall. Swung to the opposite side for Dixon. Jamar Dixon. Barnathan.
It's really good patience from the Ottawa Fury. They didn't see a wide open avenue to send in the service there, so they like to work the ball around.
And a whistle will turn possession over to Memphis.
Looks like we have an offside call.
Flag up for the first time this game, I believe.
It's a good, strong defensive line held by Mark Birch, the captain, shouting at his defense as the ball goes backwards. He's shouting at his defense to step forward.
Allen played forward for Kunga. Lagos Kunga. Adam Najim at the edge of the box with a strike knocked down by Dixon.
It was really well done from Lagos Kunga to be able to settle that ball down and find Adam Najim out wide.
Now Lindley. Dixon again, putting it away.
It's a good idea from Cam Lindley. Looks like he was looking to switch that ball with his left foot over to Adam Najim. It would have been an incredible ball.
Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy, recently. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level. Across the United States, you can see the USL Academy Cup played in all of those USL Academy locations. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. 0-0 through 55 minutes here in Memphis between Memphis 901 FC and Ottawa Fury FC. The 901 trying to close out July on a strong note against a strong opponent that's in the playoff picture.
See, Dan Metzger and Brandon Allen can't quite get on the same page there. Dan Metzger was looking to head that ball into the space for Brandon Allen to run onto, but looks like Brandon Allen might need to catch his second wind here at the beginning of the second half.
Kunga giving chase as it's played forward by Ottawa. Fall. Great play by Grandison.
It's a fantastic interception by Ewan Grandison.
Out wide for Oliveira. Kevin Oliveira back to Fall. Those two were the ones that worked when Oliveira scored against Swope Park Rangers last weekend. In the middle. Oof. Now Francois will try Jeff Caldwell, and Caldwell's ready.
Fantastic save from Jeff Caldwell. You can see just the pace and the precise runs that Cristiano Francois has in his bag of tricks. Really important save from Jeff Caldwell. Closes down the angle very nicely and gets behind this ball as Wes Sharpe clears it.
There seems to be no let up for either Francois nor Oliveira at the front for Ottawa Fury FC.
And I expect for them to, Francois and Oliveira, to continue to be active tonight. You don't want to give those two any space at all.
Leston Paul got squashed right there. And that will allow Memphis a chance to set up. Caldwell.
Smart play from Jeff Caldwell. Really remained composed and sent Gagnon Lapre flying and has started the counterattack for 901 FC.
Najim. One-on-one against the young Barnathan. Able to draw a corner for Memphis. That was, as a matter of fact, Mayor Jaguar that Najim was working on.
It's well done, 1v1 for Adam Najim, earning his side a corner kick, but that started all the way back at the other end of the field with Jeff Caldwell staying composed, not just booting the ball down the field and electing to play short as 901 FC worked the ball all the way down the field.
It's a professional keeper. Cam Lindley with an opportunity here.
You see Cam Lindley with his patented driven in-swinger.
Down low! Oh my! Brandon Allen. His third goal in 901 blue.
It's a fantastic ball from Cam Lindley. Did Brandon Allen get a piece of that, or was it an own goal?
I think an own goal is right.
We'll have to see. Brandon Allen didn't really celebrate it too much, but it won't matter for 901 FC. That's 1-0.
Goal by number 29, Brandon Allen.
See on the replay here, Cam Lindley whips this ball in. Fantastic ball. Couldn't really tell who hit it from that angle. I think it might have come off an Ottawa Fury FC player. Might have come off of the right knee of Onowa Abasi, but Brandon Allen was right there in the thick of it to create havoc in the 6-yard box.
A 1-0 advantage for 901 FC.
See on the replay here again. Actually, that might have been Metzger that it comes off of in the end. But we can still give Brandon Allen the credit for making that run, that near post run.
The goal in the 57th minute for Brandon Allen, and immediately subs on coming for the Ottawa Fury FC. Jamar Dixon out of the match.
It's Carl Howarth,
the captain.
The captain, typical captain, checking into the game.
An important sub for Nikola Popovic. Almost an hour in, and Memphis has the lead on what was perhaps an own goal, but Brandon Allen with the run. Najim, I think, took it directly to the face there.
Yeah, he took a absolute rocket from Kyle Howarth off of his face. That had to have been painful. Clearly it is so for Adam Najim.
What's that feel like?
Not good. It's definitely down. Got his bell rung. It also feels that much worse when you're tired and it's hot and it's humid outside. You can see, looks like he's moving and rubbing his face. Hopefully it's not too serious.
One more look at the goal. Slow motion, officially ruled an own goal.
It was whipped in the box from Cam Lindley. It looks like it came off Abasi and then Metzger in the end.
I think it might have taken a deflection from Abasi, but it was Metzger with the knee, maybe.
Nothing that Callum Irvin could do to keep the ball out of the back of the net on that particular play.
Officially credited to Thomas Metzger, giving Memphis 901 the advantage.
But once again, Tyler, it's the service of Cam Lindley just whipping that ball with pace into the box, forcing Callum Irving to stay on his line. He can't come out for that ball. He has to stay rooted to his own goal line. And in the end, ends up being an own goal for Ottawa Fury.
Heady play for the Memphis side from Cam Lindley. An in-season acquisition has been huge since arriving and becoming a big part of the offense.
And I think it's fair to say, Tyler, that goal kind of has come against the run of play in the second half for 901 FC.
Yes, absolutely.
But sometimes those are the breaks that you need. You know, you need to be ruthlessly efficient. Although you're not getting a lot of chances, so we have a chance here.
In the box, Allen, Najim, yes!
There it is.
2-0, 901. Adam Najim with the right place, right time goal.
And when it rains, it pours, Tyler. I think that's 2 in 2 minutes for 901 FC. Cam Lindley and Brandon Allen, Adam Najim involved once again. Fantastic ball movement inside the 18-yard box, 2-0 to 901 FC. You saw Cam Lindley chips this over to Brandon Allen. Brandon Allen stays aware. He passes that on purpose to Adam Najim. One-timer. Was able to beat Callum Irving at his own near post. Fantastic finish for Adam Najim. Oh, and you got to say, I think Callum Irving would want this one back.
Went the right way, was there on time. Just not low enough.
Adam Najim won't care. That's 2-0 to 901 FC.
The 60th minute goal from Najim, making it 2-0. Both the goals from Najim and Metzger on the own goal. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A Mid-South. And now that Memphis has scored twice, you score with Papa John's. Use the code SCORE2WICE to receive half off your next order from Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Najim and Lindley, huge ingredients tonight.
And those are the breaks that you need from if you're 901 FC. You know, Callum Irving getting beat at his near post. That's a save that he would typically make, but that's what happens when you put pressure on the defense and you put shots on goal. Stranger things happen.
Stranger things indeed. Back post and a chance low for De Freitas. Fired from distance and well off the mark.
Cristiano Francois with that shot there. He would have needed a lot to beat Jeff Caldwell from about 30, 35 yards and sends this one well wide of Jeff Caldwell's goal.
That rings strange to me. One goal, you certainly don't see a team like Ottawa panic, but 2 goals perhaps, do you think Francois is saying we got to take a little more chances?
Yeah, I think absolutely. You know, you're down 2-0 with less than 30 minutes left on the road. You know, Francois is an attacking player. You know, typically he doesn't shoot the ball from 35 yards out, but they haven't seen a lot offensively. They've had a lot of possession, but not too many shots on goal.
Tissot. Fall.
And I think you are seeing some tired legs and some lack of concentration from Ottawa.
Oliveira from the right side. This one's rocketed well past the goal.
It's good tracking from Wes Sharpie. He had that shot covered low, so forced Oliveira to go high. And Jeff Caldwell and Wes Sharpie were both in good positions. But Tyler, I think you've seen some sloppier play in key moments for Ottawa Fury and uncharacteristic really, and that I think that could be attributed to that midweek game that they had earlier in the week against Halifax and putting out a little bit different lineup than they typically do. But you still have to give 901 FC credit for staying mentally focused in this game and being efficient in the moments that count.
Fall. Trying to get his own from the middle. And good defense played by Birch to knock it away.
It's really good interception by Mark Birch. He really needed to stretch out.
Kunga on the counter. Lagos Kunga on his own will lay it off. Brandon Allen got to his right foot. A strike and a diving save by Irving.
Some really good individual play from both Lagos Kunga and Brandon Allen. Lagos Kunga weaving in and out of players. The one-man counterattack and some really good feet from Brandon Allen as well. You see on the replay here, Brandon Allen cutting it back onto his right foot and getting it, and then cutting back on his left. The little tiki-taka Iniesta move there. Shoots with his right foot. A good low, hard shot, but Callan Irving ends up making this save.
And we've got a player down for Ottawa. Could be Barnathan. The subs on for Ottawa, by the way, include Maxime Tissot as well as the captain, Carl Howard. Have yet to make a big difference for Ottawa Fury FC. They trail it 2-0. 2 goals scored in the space of 3 minutes by Adam Najib and an own goal by Tom Mir-Jaguar. And suddenly 901 FC in the driver's seat for 3 points here late in July against a team that they previously drew with and won again in the top 7 in the table.
And that's also why that last draw, that 2-2 draw against New York Red Bulls 2 was so important to be able to earn that draw at home. After being down 2-0, your striker gets his first 2 goals, and he's been extremely active tonight. And I think you're seeing a little bit of, you know, some energy and enthusiasm carrying over from that game. And the 901 FC home fans and the Bluff City Mafia are really getting something to cheer about tonight.
Awesome to see for those in Midnight Memphis Blue. We are going to get another sub on here. This will be Mudumbala. Prote Mudumbala, the 3rd sub used by Ottawa Fury FC.
Mudumbala is a really quick, dynamic attacking player. You see Niko Popovic putting on more attacking flair into this game. He's going to need it if he wants to try to get a point out of this game.
Oliveira, Francois, Mudumbala. A cavalry unit of offense on the field for Ottawa. Now Memphis coming with the counter.
It's Good patience from 901 FC. The numbers weren't there for Dan Metzger, so he slows it down.
Sharpie from the corner, knocked down by Meir Shiger.
You can see Wes Sharpie and the fans over on the far side of the field asking for that handball, but looked like Meir Shiger was able to keep his hands down.
Obasi. Ward.
There's a large gap in the middle of the field there. You saw Tim Mulqueen on the bottom of your television screen urging his players to get back, get numbers behind the ball.
Cristiano Francois. Ward over to Val Fall. Will take a chance. And the Memphis defense holds.
It's well done from Lagos Kunga doing the defensive work, not letting Val Fall put it on his dangerous right foot.
Udumbala. Knocked away by Birch. Good tackle. Sent it wide. But possession kept by Ottawa.
It's good team defensive movement from 901 FC, not letting Ottawa get a sniff as we have another counterattack.
Najim.
But not a lot of numbers for 901 FC.
Allen and Najim trying to weave in and out.
It's good play from Adam Najim and Brandon Allen, but they didn't really have any numbers going forward. It was a 2 versus 3 counterattack. You know, there's blood in the water. If 901 FC can get that third, you don't need a third, but if you can get that third and make it 3-0, I think you really kill off this game.
And you help your goal differential, for what it's worth.
And you help your goal differential, which could really easily add up and become of use towards the end of the season when you're fighting to get into playoffs.
-6 at the moment. The Memphis goal differential. Oliveira trying to push ahead for Udumbala. And again, Jeff Caldwell at the back helping out.
Been really impressed once again with Ewan Grandison at right back. He's really shut down basically every player he's faced this season, and it hasn't been any different tonight against Ottawa Fury.
Grandison has been with the team from day one, making a very big impact for Tim Mulqueen on that back line. Kunga dispossessed by Oliveira.
But good work rate from Lagos Kunga to win that ball back. You can see that his fitness level is really improving. You know, early on in the season, it looked like he might have been a little bit gassed, you know, after about 50 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes. But you can see him continue to work back and also get forward on counterattacking opportunities.
Obasi with a long strides forward, eventually worked away by Wes Sharpie. It'll be a throw for Ottawa Fury.
And it also helps, Tyler, when you're actually winning games. You know, you're 2-0 up at the end of a game. It helps a lot in terms of your mentality, in terms of working as that'll be the end of Lagos Kunga's night.
Morgan Hackworth, his replacement. Kunga has done great work. Just to play an energizing role, and has had his chances, to be fair.
Yeah, fantastic work rate and a fantastic game from Lagos Kunga. He earned the start tonight, and he did an excellent job in the starting 11 tonight, and he proved to be the difference. Once again, a spark plug for 901 FC.
Kunga and Brandon Allen cannot have their contributions in this month underestimated.
Yeah, they're turning into a really formidable strike partnership up top for 901 FC.
Both midseason acquisitions Memphis knew through the start of the year. After seeing the results over the first little while, they did not have enough offensively. They went out, they got some options, and it is working out extremely well for Tim Mulqueen and Andrew Bell and company.
And I think bringing Morgan Hackworth into this game is a really good substitution from Tim Mulqueen. He'll bring defensive work into this game. He'll bring work rate, and he'll really help 901 FC close out this game.
Less than 20 minutes remain here in Memphis as the Mid-Southerners try to steal a win from the Canadian side. Ottawa Fury FC, a team they drew with back in June.
It's been a really professional performance so far from 901 FC. Ottawa Fury came in here, you know, they only have 5 subs on the bench. You know, they've made a few changes to their lineup, and they did have a midweek game, but, you know, they might have come in here thinking, you know, we can sit back and counterattack and earn a draw and maybe catch 901 FC on a counterattack and potentially win this game. But Tim Mulqueen and 901 FC have had other thoughts and have really put in a good performance tonight.
Sharpie taken away down the side. And a counter for Ottawa. Lots of space utilized. Ahead to Fall.
You can see Ottawa Fury a little bit sloppy in the counterattack, which allows 901 FC to get back.
Played wide. Mayor Jaguar. Barnathan and Obasi. Fall. Leston Paul right there to stop him. And again to the center for Vol Fall, who seems very winded at this point in the match.
It's also really good positioning defensively for 901 FC. They'll allow Ottawa Fury to work that ball in front of them all day long. There's only 15 minutes left in this game. If Ottawa Fury doesn't start playing some penetrating passes into their strikers, you know, this game is going to end 2-0.
Irving fires it left with a sense of urgency. Timbo Queen. Pensive, hopeful. Here's Ward. Mayor Jaguar. A lot of deliberation for a team down 2-0 in the 76th minute.
You know, they're staying very patient. There's, you know, there might be, you know, maybe 4 or 5 minutes of stoppage time left in this second half as we've had some players down. But, you know, if Ottawa wants to get away from this game with a draw, they're going to eventually have to start attacking and maybe get a goal within the next 10-15 minutes and then try to push for an equalizer in stoppage time. But on the flip side of that, if 901 FC is able to get a turnover and counterattack quickly with a few numbers, you know, if Brandon Allen gets the ball in the right position in the box, that thing's going in the back of the net, and it'll be 3-0 901 FC.
Memphis playing the clock and the score right now.
Absolutely. If you're 901 FC, there's no need. You don't need to press high up the field anymore. The game is won right now. If you sit back and move defensively as a team and not allow Ottawa any clear-cut chances, you know, you'll be able to get out of this game with a coveted 3 points.
Obasi trying to work over Grandison. That hasn't worked all night. Intercepted there in the midfield by Cam Lindley.
It's a good step from Cam Lindley, but unfortunately giving it straight back to Ottawa by 901 FC.
Francois tried to lay it off in the middle. Mudumbala unable to play it forward. And now cleared. Brandon Allen riding Mayor Jaguar all the way down beyond the 18-yard box. Allen.
That's better from 901 FC, committing a few numbers a little bit higher so that Brandon Allen is not just chasing the ball around on an island, because that won't do him any good or 901 FC any good. It looks like we have a 901 FC player down the middle of the field.
That looks to be Lindley.
Yeah, Cam Lindley has worked his socks off tonight and has taken a few knocks. Looks like that ankle as he asked for a sub. He's worked really hard in this game and has really been in a strong physical battle with Vol Fall and Charlie Ward and Thiago De Freitas in the middle of the field.
Morgan Hackworth, one of the key subs for Memphis tonight. Lindley has earned his keep. He and Adam Najim, both creators. The lead 2-0 for Memphis 901 FC with an Adam Najim goal in the 60th minute and an own goal that was credited to Tomas Mayer Jaguars. Abdi Mohammed will enter for Cam Lindley.
Looks like Abdi Mohammed will slide out to right back, and Ewan Grandison will slide back into his natural holding midfield position.
Less than 12 minutes until we hit stoppage time here in Memphis. In what has been a surprising swing of events in the direction of the Memphis side.
Surprising is right, Tyler. Ottawa really came out at the beginning of the second half very strong, and then seemingly out of nowhere, you know, Jeff Caldwell stays composed and starts a really strong buildup for 901 FC that leads to a Cam Lindley corner kick. And ever since then, that own goal from Ottawa Fury, they've really kind of shut down, and 901 FC has taken it to him and has been ruthlessly efficient in front of goal.
T-Cell. Leston Paul knocked off the ball, and now poked in the eye, it appeared, or worse.
Then Matthew Corrigan is still given. I'm not sure if he's given the ball to a free kick for 901 FC or Ottawa. It looks like he's given a yellow card for Kevin Oliveira for extending that right hand into Leston Paul's face, but at the same time, he's given Ottawa Fury a free kick. And you can see Tim Mulqueen trying to find out from our fourth official, Blake Kibbins, what exactly is the call. As Kevin Oliveira shrugs off Leston Paul and shrugs him off again, and then gives Leston Paul a hand to the face, and he earns a yellow card for that infraction. But amazingly, it's still an Ottawa Fury free kick.
Don't ask me to explain it. I'm not sure how. This has not been a very full of cards type of match, but that physical play right there, surprising that you get both sides with the free kick on one and the card for the same team.
Well, I didn't see, you know, the only foul I saw was the Oliveira hand to the face.
Right,
I didn't
what was
see
Paul doing that would have encouraged that kind of a call?
I'm not sure, and this is really a very dangerous position for Ottawa Fury.
And the captain, Carl Howarth.
Carl Howarth with very dangerous service with that right foot. He's aiming for the back post here. And Jeff Caldwell easily collects this ball.
Good snare by Caldwell, who, thanks to some good defensive efforts, has not been under siege tonight, though he has made plays when needed.
Yeah, Jeff Caldwell really hasn't been called into action too much tonight. You know, there's still 10 minutes plus left in this game, so I'm sure his name will be called at some point. But a really strong performance from Mark Birch and Jacob Hauser-Ramsey and the rest of that 901 FC back line.
Irving coming way out there to intercept before Allen could get to the ball, played ahead, but Memphis gives it right back.
You can see the energy of Carl Howarth pushing forward, but 901 FC able to start the counterattack once again.
Najim down the left flank. Allen had it deflect off his shin.
You saw the idea from Adam Najim trying to get the ball as quickly as possible to Blake Allen, but it was a very difficult pass from Adam Najim, and Blake Allen couldn't collect that ball.
In the corner, Mutambala.
Strong challenge for Mark Birch once again on Mutambala, not giving him an inch of space.
You can certainly see where Francois and Oliveira would be trouble. But Memphis, knowing that, has shut both of them down this evening.
You have to give a really big credit to Ewan Grandison and Wes Sharpie, the two outside backs for 901 FC. Cristiano Francois has run at him multiple times, and he's gotten some joy down the flank, but for the most part, it's been two really strong performances from Wes Sharpie and Ewan Grandison.
Obasi back to Fall. Now Oliveira going to take a chance. Blocked there by Sharpie. Hackworth. And a shot fired wide, also deflected after a chance taken by Ottawa FC.
You see the change of pace once again from Cristiano Francois, lulling Morgan Hackworth to sleep and then turning on the Jets. Earned inside a corner kick.
So Brandon Allen will get subbed out here. Jochen Graf, I believe, the one taking his place.
Smart substitution from Tim Mulqueen to bring Brandon Allen off. Brandon Allen is put in a shift tonight, and Jochen Graf will bring a lot of energy to close out this game. Be really good in the counterattack for 901 FC, and will also continue to have a lot of work rate and put pressure on the midfield and defense of Ottawa Fury.
In-bending ball, rather out-bending ball, I should say. Not a threat. Budambala unable to keep it in.
Looks like that. It looked at first like that ball might be on the line, but clearly from this angle you can see the ball out of bounds. Budambala unable to keep that ball in play.
Howarth knowing time is of the essence.
You see Jochen Graf bringing the energy, going on about a 60-yard chase of Carl Howarth, forcing Ottawa Fury into the turnover.
Back for Ward. Memphis only 3 wins to this point in the year. Looking for their 4th. And this, I think you could argue, the biggest of the season to date.
This definitely would be the biggest win for 901 FC if they can leave this game with a victory.
A shot right at Caldwell. That won't find its way through.
Decent shot from Cristiano Francois, but was always going to be saved from Jeff Caldwell. As we were saying, Tyler, I think this is definitely the biggest win of the season so far. If 901 FC can close this one out, you're playing what would be a playoff team, and you're also at home. So, you know, if you can get 3 points tonight, you continue that steady climb up the ladder, and, you know, hopefully for 901 FC can start that fight for the playoffs.
When we start thinking about our Buff City Soap man of the match, JJ, you've got a lot of people to choose from. You could certainly go with Adam Najim, who's on the ball now. Brandon Allen and the work he did making runs. You could probably even look at Ewan Grandison, the way he's played at the back line tonight. Where does your nose lead you, having watched this game all the way through?
Well, I think all of those are really solid options. Also, you know, Brandon Allen didn't get a goal tonight, but he had the assist to Najim and, you know, put that pressure, made that run in the corner kick to force an own goal for Ottawa Fury. So, you know, but also, as you said, Tyler, you got to show love to the defense as well. If they can end this game with a shutout, you know, you have to give huge props to Ewan Grandison and also the captain, Mark Birch, coming in and putting in a really solid performance.
(2-0) Memphis as we head toward the finish line here at AutoZone Park over Ottawa Fury FC. Tim Mulqueen has to be encouraged by his team's play this month against stiff competition, especially since they will go through some trials in the month of August.
You see Adam Najim with the incredible footwork.
Oh boy. Hackworth back to Najim. Close but no cigar.
Adam Najim with incredible footwork, 10 yards outside of the 18-yard box, eluded about 3 or 4 Ottawa Fury players. It's great defensive work from Leston Paul.
Memphis with 10 behind the ball right now. Najim still working to get back there. Fall. Budambala with a turn and a look at the cage. Way off target. Here's Najim.
Replay here, Adam Najim eluding 3 Ottawa Fury players. Thank you, come again, Charlie Ward. Thank you, Carl Howarth. Thank you, Cristiano Francois. Lovely layoff, too, from Morgan Hackworth. Unfortunately, couldn't get that ball back at the top of the 18-yard box, but incredible work once again from Adam Najim.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Adam Najim and Memphis 901 FC have locked down Ottawa Fury's offense all evening and come away with 2 second-half goals in the space of 3 minutes.
Another player, Tyler, that I've been very impressed with for 901 FC is Leston Paul. I think he's put in an absolute shift in the middle of the park for 901 FC. Has been very physical with his play tonight. You know, getting himself a few foul calls and also earning a few foul calls, and has covered a lot of ground for 901 FC.
Najim ahead between Hackworth and Jochen Kraft. Irving off his line. Najim gets past him. Can't get it into the middle. Hackworth trying to keep it alive.
It's fantastic work from Najim and Morgan Hackworth to keep that ball in play, and they had Callum Irving sprinting all over the corner of his 18-yard box. Unfortunately, couldn't get a shot on goal, but great work from those two attacking players.
30 seconds remain in regulation, and we will have stoppage time to follow. Leston Paul.
You see the strength and balance of Leston Paul to be able to keep that ball and find Najim a little bit too far in front of him, but he'll still have time and space.
5 minutes of stoppage time coming here in Memphis. A little more to weather for 901 FC. Sharpie and Metzger, a two-man game on the side.
Another lovely touch from Adam Najim.
Paul will take his chance.
Whoa.
A block, loose for Kraft. Punched in the air by Irving. He's down.
Took a wicked bounce off of the turf there, right in front of Callum Irving. Threw him off for a second. Ended up punching that ball out and earned the foul on Jochen Kraft. As you can see, Leston Paul with the softer shot, but took a really crazy bounce right off the 6-yard box right there. Callum Irving ended up doing pretty well with it to be able to punch it up in the air.
Metzger will work it out to Najim. Essentially an icing pass forward. Udambala lays it off. Francois diving stop by Jeff Caldwell.
It's a good ball and a really good run played by Mutambala into the path of Cristiano Francois. Francois on his weaker left foot. He's going to have to get a lot more on that to be able to beat Jeff Caldwell. There's a lot of contact there between Maxim Tissot and Adam Najim.
Ball played away toward Irving. Birch. Good way to shield the ball.
It's well done from Mark Birch. Good patience, good use of the body to shield that ball out of bounds and continue to waste more time and allow more clock to run off this game.
It looks as though Memphis is going to come away with 2 wins in the course of 4 home matches in July. Also a draw and a 2-0 loss at the hands of Nashville SC. But in all, Memphis can claim as many as 7 points here in the month of July. And that competition, without a doubt, some of the stiffest they faced this season. Hartford Athletic closer to the bottom of the table than the top, but Nashville, New York Red Bulls, and this Ottawa side all have provided very good litmus tests for this Memphis side, which began the year slowly but is coming into form.
You see the incredible footwork from Vol Fall. He's been at it all night. Fortunately for 901 FC, he hasn't been able to find the back of the net or find a penetrating pass that has led to a goal, but all night he's continued to take on, 2 and 3 players and just really show off that incredible silky footwork that he possesses.
It's a long flight back to Ottawa, even if you get one that's direct.
You can see the frustration there from Carl Howarth, booting the ball away and earns himself a yellow card in the process.
Memphis 901 FC has scored twice tonight. So you score with Papa John's. Use the code SCORE2TWICE to receive half off your next order from Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. And right now, this is a clean sheet, which if Memphis 901 completes it, you win $5 off a $10 purchase at Chicken Salad Chick. Download the free Chicken Salad Chick app now and use promo code 901CHICK to receive $5 off Chicken Salad Chick. Limit 1 per purchase. Getting a little chippy down there between Birch and Mutumbala. I don't think Mutumbala wants those problems. This is a poor way to mar what's been an excellent match for Memphis.
See temperatures rising in this game. Fall and Leston Paul getting into it a little bit. Leston Paul has been an absolute bulldog all night. He's not going to let anybody bully his teammates.
Hallworth, the captain, in there making sure his piece gets set.
Like to see our head official, Matthew Corrigan, get some control over this game. And if he needs to utilize his yellow cards, then he might need to use that to try to bring some peace into this game and calm this thing down a little bit.
Caldwell giving Paul a bear hug there. They've done enough talking with their feet tonight.
Absolutely. And Leston Paul has had an incredible performance tonight, really. He's put in a shift all night for his team, and right now he's not backing down from anyone, as Valfall and Leston Paul both earned themselves deserving yellow cards, but would like to get out of this game with, without any red cards shown or without temperatures rising too much.
I'm cool. You cool?
I'm doing great.
And the 901 faithful here at AutoZone Park in high spirits here on Saturday evening. And I'm sure the fans don't mind, a little action.
Absolutely, a little action, and these fans here, they want to see these players fight for their team and fight for their city. Maybe not literally, throwing hands, but at least standing up for their teammates as 901 FC gets a win tonight.
A little scrapping for a blue-collar team in a blue-collar town. And tonight, Memphis 901 FC comes away with a 2-0 victory, the biggest of their inaugural campaign, beating Ottawa Fury FC here at AutoZone Park. Nikola Popovich, the coach for Ottawa, will now go and separate Valfall, who's still jawing at Jacob Hauser Ramsey, among others. We'll take a break and come back and cap this one for you. Memphis 901 FC, a 2-goal result over Ottawa Fury.